You were working some overhead stuff, and the shoulder started bothering you.
Yeah.
So here's one of the things I often say in my videos. It's not the exercise that's fucked up.
That's how we doing it?
It's you. You're fucked up.
I know.
So I mean, the way you're built, this is you right here. You've always been that way. So one of the things I would invite you to do is, especially before doing overhead pressing, creating a situation where you get more external rotation at your elbows. That way, when you're pressing, you've got structural integrity.
Right.
You know, you could totally screw yourself up if you're shrugging and you rotate it in. We want to create a situation where your scapula drops and your elbows drop underneath. Right, but look at him trying to do that. Check that out. This way, bring your elbows underneath. It's fucking impossible, look at this. The guy doesn't even lift weights. He's just got a massive amount of beef. And as he's trying to rotate, look what's happening here. Come around this way, look at his low back. So if somebody gets you to stabilize yourself this way, while compromising this hyperextension, then your back's gonna hurt. You ever hurt over here?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. So here's what you gotta do. Check it out. So, of course, you can do this on your own. I'll show you different ways. Maybe I'll make another video. But I'm gonna support you. Hey, look, I made that video yesterday with me and Chris about training partners. I don't know what you guys do with your training partners. None of my business. But really, your training partner is there to support you in becoming the strongest version of yourself. A part of that is pushing you when you're training, but another part of it is helping you stretch. If you and your training partner aren't supporting each other in your ability to lift and you're just beating the shit out of yourselves with the weights, then you're really not supporting the big picture. So Eric's my training partner today. I'm watching him train, I'm checking out his body, and he describes shoulder problems. I could have figured that out just by the way he's sitting, the way he is, but it's not necessarily his fault. It's a matter of not having the structural integrity due to whatever reason. If I'm gonna ask him to overhead press, I gotta say, dude, let me help you out. Let me stretch you a little bit. Right? So here's the thing that I'm gonna help him do. Sit here, pick your chest up. Boom. Tuck your elbow in, right here. So we know that the problem that he has, as we saw before, is that he's too medially rotated. He doesn't externally rotate enough. So what I wanna do is I wanna create a situation where his upper arm begins externally rotating. But to do this alone is good. It's helpful, and I know he feels a stretch in there. What you see me doing is I'm helping him tuck his elbow, and I'm pushing it that way, while I take his hand, and I pull this way. Now that might work for a lot of people who have not nearly as much muscle mass as this guy. He's probably got a really active nervous system because he was an athlete, and he's got tons of muscle. So a guy like that, you can't just stretch. You really need to do like active isolation stretching. I'm gonna show you the technique, which I've showed you in some other videos, but not with the shoulder, how to actively isolate this stretch, this muscle. All right, pick your chest up. Good. What I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna tell you to take a deep, when I say go, take a deep breath. You're gonna hold your breath, and then you're gonna push into my hand this way. Okay. When I say release, let the air out, and let me move your arm. Okay, so take notice where his arm is now. Take a deep breath, hold it. Press. 4, 3, 2, release. Good, chest up. Relax there, good. Good, so we got some movement already. We almost have to like trick the muscle into relaxing a little bit by tensing it first. Deep breath, hold it, press. 4, 3, 2, 1, release. And we'll do it one more time. Deep breath, hold it. Press. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Cool. You started out before and you were here. Now you're able to move it. Now, here's the thing. This is why I talk about stretching, pre-stretching, doing corrective isolation stretching before workouts, because that's not gonna last forever. He's got a newfound range of motion, that just because of faulty recruitment patterns and pattern overload, is going to go back. So unless he's doing that multiple times a day, every day, it's just gonna go back to its old spot. But I've got a window of opportunity now with this shoulder. So if we do overhead press, it's not going to hurt him like it usually does. And then we'll do this one. Same concept. Deep breath, hold it, press.
Go a little harder.
A little bit harder. There we go. Yeah, this one seems like it's got more tension. Want to do one more?
Yeah.
Deep breath, hold it. Press. And release. Keep your shoulders square.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Cool, cool, cool. A big part of external rotation is also thoracic extension, right? Before, when he was trying to get the external rotation to happen, he was doing a lot of lumbar extension. So wherever you lack mobility, you make it up with hypermobility in another area. He probably lacks a lot of mobility right in the mid-back. So he makes up for it by hyperextending at the low back. So I'm gonna give you one more stretch.
Okay.
This time, I'm gonna bring you in here, and you're gonna kind of do it on your own. Get this right, sort of like right beneath your shoulder blades.
Okay.
You're gonna reach your hands over the top. And you lay here and just breathe. You'll feel it opening up your mid-back. To really increase the stretch, lock your fingers underneath here,
Okay.
and then start sitting your hips. You're gonna feel a stretch in your pecs, in your lats, your biceps, and your mid-back. Because you see what it's doing? You know when you were doing the overhead press before?
Yeah.
What does it look like I'm doing my upper body?
Well, you
Looks like I'm doing
that.
Looks like I'm doing an overhead press.
Yes.
Try to breathe. How you doing there? Bring your hands closer if you can to the, that might change the stretch. I'll feel it a lot like right here, don't you? Yeah. Between the assisted stretch, supporting external rotation, which by the way, you could do it yourself, just like this. Find a door jamb. Rotate out, rotate away from it, keep your elbow tucked, and do the same thing I was doing with Eric out there. Between that, and then working on the thoracic extension on the bioenergetic stool this way. Breathe, yeah. Really important to breathe. Take long, deep breaths while you're there. If Eric would commit to doing this, every day for 6 weeks, he'd be overhead pressing like a freaking animal because of how much muscle and power he's got without injuring himself.